to
Every
Handel's Messiah, but with just a jazzy gospel twist. So what he wanted to do was use every kind of genre. So there's jazz, there's rap, there's everything, and it's really I love it.
If this was if we sang at a church like this a little more often, we'd probably have a younger audience.
Well, listen, if we played any of the versions on your 2013 CD, you'd have a big audience as well.
We're gonna have to answer to a higher authority at some point.
I know, it's good. I love it. So, Mike, what do you think is your best find through all of these years that you've been gathering up these odd and quirky songs?
It's I never thought that I would start paying $50 or $60 for an album, especially a Christmas album. But when you start looking for the rarities and you're looking for stuff you've never seen before, you all of a sudden you make it's a little more important. So the best find, it's hard to say actually. I guess I bought a Mae West record of her singing Christmas songs, rather bawdy, but it was well worth the price. But I think the most unique thing that I ever got was something from another collector who passed along a version of a Christmas song sung by the fellow who played Festus on Gunsmoke. And I wish I did not bring bring that record with me, but it was never released. And this collector had it because he was friends of the family and he knew that I did this kind of stuff and he passed it along. But there's all sorts of every year there's something new. There's a new favorite every and it's like they're like my children. How do you pick a favorite? You love them all equally. Some more equally than others. But,
I want to know where you found I Christmas because as you know, that's my favorite on this particular.
Yeah, that was actually that again was a gift from another friend who passed that along to me, and it is on a, like I said, it's on a CD.
But I mean, when you say another friend, he just was looking around and stumbled across it.
I never ask where they come from.
You're just glad to get them.
Well, what happens is it showed up in my mailbox here at work with a little note. So it was a coworker because I do hand out these. This is my gift to my coworkers and my dear friends and family, and it's a lot of fun. And those who participate make it even more fun, which is great. But this was a bonus because there's a DVD in there, and the group of band is called Tonic Soul, as in SOL Fa, and so you can actually watch them perform. There's just 4 of them, but it's an amazing sound, and it's all a cappella.
So one of my other favorites, not on your CD because it's so straight, but I just loved every version of it possible, is Carol of the Bells. I can't get enough of that. Here's just a little listen. That's the Moscow Boys Choir, by the way. The thing about that is you have to have the high voice. You can't do it other than
It's so haunting and it's so beautiful. And that's again, we talk about the weirdness and quirkiness of the CDs, but as we heard from some of the gospel stuff, it can be beautiful too as well. That's my criteria. It can be just wonderfully beautiful. In the Carol of the Bells, you're absolutely right. There's a million different versions of it, and I don't think I've ever heard like a bad one.
I know.
I'm sure it's out there.
Well, as you know, because you put it on one of your other CDs, not this year's, but every year is something different with you. Santa Claus is a Black Man. I love that song because I love, and you and I love, James Brown's Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is a classic.
It's funky and it's James Brown, and it tells a story.
Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto. Get that girl in here.
straight to the ghetto. Santa Claus, go straight to the ghetto. Every stocking you find, he's gonna love you so. Leave the door, maybe
Talk about that one, Mike.
Oh man, he released that 1968 on the King label, and like I said, he did this. This appeared on a couple of his, but it was released as a single, and it appears on a bunch of his Christmas. Well, there were 2 Christmas LPs. Tell him James Brown sent you. He had a message there. Almost all of his Christmas songs were, "Hey, don't forget us, Santa Claus, and the rest of you." But it was with such a great beat, everybody dug it.
I know. So you were talking a little bit earlier about how some of these things that go into obscurity and you dig them out now, but there are a lot of people now recording Christmas music or holiday music albums. Mary J. Blige just did a huge thing. I mean, can you?
That's what I mean. They get more of it every year.
Can you imagine that something that commercial, though, that well known, would ever fall into obscurity? I mean, of the artists who most recently have done albums like that, they disappear.
Turn the voice to a different sound. Got a story to tell. Goodbye, farewell. Back in my bags and I'm out to the land of eternal love. So far from home, still a ways to go. Right is back here. So lucky, you've been loving, you've been loving you. So lucky, don't be over your dream of love, my soul son. In the evening, with the things, I hear those that open
I don't have an answer for you. What am I gonna get? This came off of a 2006